2017 was a big year for the Quad. The group was revived. Do you know what was the trigger? China's Belt and Road Initiative, debt trap diplomacy. The Quad wanted to counter all of that. Cut to 2020 now. China has exported the Wuhan virus. The virus has killed more than 100,000 people in India, 215,000 in the United States, nearly 1,600 people in Japan, nearly 900 in Australia. Beijing is also fighting a border conflict with India, a trade war with the United States, punitive taxes on Australia, territorial disputes with Japan. It makes all the sense for these countries to join ranks. But then what? What do they want from the group they've formed? Look at the statements that they made today. Japan talks about infrastructure and cybersecurity. Australia wants an open Indo-Pacific. America vows solidarity against China. And India urges respect for territorial integrity and sovereignty. So is this just another alliance with a common adversary? Another grouping in the alphabet soup of geopolitics? We have SAARC, NATO, G7, G20, ASEAN, BIMSTEC, SCO, and now the Quad. Is it even an alliance? Not in the formal sense of the word. There is no formal mutual assistance treaty. The Quad does not have a secretariat, or for that matter, not even a website. US President Donald Trump is not a fan of alliances. India prefers fighting its own wars. Japan already has a military alliance with the US and Australia, so why do we need the Quad? As I said, it's more of a coalition, an amorphous group. And for it to make a difference, it will have to be more than that. What is the Quad's objective? A quote-unquote free, open and prosperous Indo-Pacific. And by Indo-Pacific, it means this region, the Indian Ocean, the Pacific Ocean and the area around it. Which country poses a threat to all of this? China. China has militarized the South China Sea. Now, for the Quad to ensure peace, it must be proactive, not reactive. It cannot pull off another Philippines, drag China to the court and then watch it dismiss the decision. China is not famous for following the law. It understands the language of power and strength. So for the Quad to be successful, it must come out as a military coalition. The US has already increased its deployment in the South China Sea. In the month of June, India and Japan conducted a joint exercise in the Indian Ocean. In the month of July, India and the US conducted maritime drills in the Indian Ocean. Japan is now a part of the annual Malabar military exercise. It began in 1992 as a bilateral naval exercise between America and India. There's a lot of talk about Australia joining these drills. So together, the Quad can make a formidable force. Look at the numbers. China has an army of 2 million. The combined army of India, the US, Japan and Australia is 2.2 million. Chinese Navy, the strength is 240,000. For the Quad, the naval forces stand at 760,000. What about the Air Force? The PLA has 398,000 troops, the Quad 455,000. It makes sense for this to be a military coalition. Here's something else that the Quad needs. Clear geostrategic goals. There's already talk of expansion. Earlier this year, a teleconference between Quad members had 3 special invitees: New Zealand, South Korea and Vietnam. They were called the +3 countries. And they joined to talk about the Wuhan virus pandemic. You see, earlier China was viewed as a threat only to the Indo-Pacific, but now it is being seen as a global threat. And at a time like this, the Quad will find resonance the world over. But first, the members will have to show intent and commitment. Put their money where the mouth is. Speak out without mincing words and hiding behind diplomatic jargon. For all the hype around this meeting, they did not even issue a joint statement. What kept the Quad members from jointly condemning the Ladakh standoff? From slamming China for snooping on the world? What kept them from calling out China's bullying tactics and, above all, for exporting a virus? The Quad, we say, is an idea whose time has come, but ideas need implementation. A strong force needs to speak the language of strength, speak jointly about global peace and multilateralism. The Quad hasn't done any of it yet. Thank you for watching Gravitas on WION's YouTube channel. If you want to stay up to date with what's happening around the world, then subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like and share. Thank you very much for watching WION. World is One.